back at it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna sit down for this one, and I'll tell you exactly why, and I'll give you the rundown of how I feel about certain situations in certain shops or whatever. Now, this is it right here. There's too many signs telling me not to do it, or there's too many signs telling me to do it, because any profession that you have at all, once you get to that mindset of, I know I can do a better job than how he's telling me to do it, or how your manager's telling you how to do it. Granted, not the typical millennial weird thought processing where I could be here for a week and I know how to run everything. No, I'm not saying that. You've been around your profession enough. In my case, it's working on this stuff. Not interior, obviously, not that, but that's how I feel. I'm at the point where you're getting people that spend really good money, they go to another shop and they get screwed. And it happens time and time again. And me and a few of my friends, close friends, are like, dude, it's time to get up and do our own thing. For one, with me, I hate being told what to do. Not in a weird ego sense or manner or this and that, because I'm pretty good, really good at following directions, seeing what your plan is out and this and that. But like I said, when you get in that mindset and okay, I'm gonna handle this, and this, I know how to handle this situation, that situation, I'm gonna bang this out, boom, 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 boom. And the only person you need to be mad at if a plan doesn't fall through is you. And if you can manage yourself and you can manage other people, essentially, that's what a business is, that's what a company is. And that's what a lot of people do poorly. I feel, and I know, I'm really good at giving people advice on, could be a power adder, modification suggestion. Granted, the Mustang is NA, okay? But there's been a lot of roadblocks and a lot of freaking life events that have stopped me from doing what I want to do on the Mustang. But the reason I haven't sold the Mustang is because I would have felt defeated. So what did I do? I just kept pushing, I kept grinding, I kept working so I can keep it and do what I want to do to it eventually. Now, it's easy to look from the outside to see other people do stuff with their certain cars, like, oh man, they got stuff in line, they got this and that. Like, oh, you don't know that, they just blew out 3-4 credit cards to spend on their car, and they pulled out a freaking, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's like a line of credit. Like you have a line of credit on your house. People pull a line of credit on their house and spend 20 grand, 30 grand, 60 grand on a car, just like come out and flex or whatever. And then the next thing you know, the car is up being sold for half the price of what it went for, which is what 90% of the market is right now. You could buy a twin turbo auto Mustang like mine, easy, 35 grand. The twin turbo kit, fuel system, build trans, and all suspension work, $14,000, $15,000. Base price of the car, $30,000 ish. So they got 45. Now if you had to shop install it, you're up to 50, 55. It makes almost no sense to go ahead and buy something like that. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is obviously, yes, I would like to show that I can do some of the stuff, which I have. Me personally, my cars are, they're mine. I'm not doing crazy stuff with them right now. But back to what it is about doing and working on your own and doing it for yourself, is because for me, yes, when you're going to be out there making money, money's going to come, but that's not the priority. The priority is to be able to build your own network and grow and just build your own opportunities. For example, the Tahoe. I had a little bit of issue with the Monster transmission. Now, come time when my stuff is actually on the road and I'm doing on customers' cars and I build a relationship with Monster, I can then sell, their transmissions through my business and do this and build a relationship everywhere. versus being the guy that's just changing parts out. You know, you get to know people on a first name basis and just expand in that route. And then come time when you do something on your own, you have connections and you can spend essentially, you know, spend less money doing it that way. But it's good to know that you have those connections because you're going to get taken care of. That's just one small aspect and one small benefit of doing it like that and doing it on your own, doing it on yourself. And another thing is just, I hate seeing my friends and other people just get screwed over and have to spend way more money than what they originally had to because a shop doesn't want to run or doesn't want to operate a certain thing. And one thing that I'll tell you guys right now, not if you're looking to buy your own or get your own shop, but if you're taking your car to a shop, it doesn't matter that you have this prestigious shop working on it. Granted, there are some really good prestigious shops everywhere, Texas, Georgia, Florida, whatever, but it comes down to who works on it. Because if the person working on it in that place is feeling pissed off or going through a divorce or whatever, chances are there's going to be a mistake. Chances are there's going to be a mistake. And with me starting up my own, at least I'll be on myself. There'll be no one to blame but myself. And it'll only go up from there. And, you know, with that, you have the opportunity to, or even what I'm thinking, you have the opportunity to grow, expand, get you a little piece of land, put you up a little building, go from there. You know, doing something like that definitely helps a race team because that's something I really, really want to get. I would love to go out there and compete cross country and race. You know, that's something cool that you would be able to do. And if you have those relationships or those sponsorships or those partnerships, it definitely does make it easier on you because if you want to come out of pocket and go out to race week, which, you know, a lot of people do, it definitely does help if you have the backing and support behind it because you're going to go out there and spend $200,000 on a car. Say you really want to do some big boy stuff. Your stuff breaks. You're coming out of pocket for everything. Who knows? That week may end up turning into a $250,000 week if your stuff breaks. If you got there doing it on your own and this and that. Granted, if you come out of pocket the first time a race week doing your own, you're gonna make some relationships. I've never gone to one. I would love to go to one and compete, but you're not gonna be asked out in the wind or whatever. There's gonna be people there that can hook you up and help you out for certain situations. Granted, you gotta work on your own and do that through race week, but that kind of stuff is whatever. But another thing that is under my skin a little bit to build my own shop is to prove a point, not to everyone but to myself, that I can do that kind of stuff. I can build a certain car, or I can get people back on the road, whether it's a simple brake job or an entire engine overhaul. It's done and taken care of by me. No spaghetti strings attached, no weird other stuff here and there, no beating around the bush or nothing. And then another thing is, say you are doing good in business, you are in a position to do really good. That means you're also in a position to help. And me personally, I think I would definitely like to be in that type of position. I do like helping people. I work on people's cars. I give people's advice all the time for free. But when you're out there and you're doing it on your own and you're in a position to help, it definitely does, at least for me, it makes me feel a little better that I can do that for someone. Not give out freebies. There is a difference. I'm not giving out freebies. Being in a position to help is different, right? Because everyone that has a shop, everyone's like, yo, bro, sponsor me, bro. Yo, do this, I get like hella likes. Nah, this is a business. This is a business transaction where businesses are here to make profit. I don't like how people are out there like, man, why y'all charge this and that? Like, it's like double the price. I could just do it myself. Do it yourself. Go for it. Do it. A week later, they call you back. Yo, I think I messed everything up, and then they end up spending 3-4 times the more amount of money because they don't understand the caliber of technician or the caliber of diagnostic capability someone needs to work on something like that. Everyone in automotive thinks they know best. Everyone in automotive, the entire industry, thinks they know how to run everything. Granted, I'm saying I know how to do certain stuff, but I've legit been in situations and know how to operate certain aspects of it to make it successful. That's why I want to do it on my own. I don't want to be under someone else's tyranny. I definitely don't want an employer to force me to take the freaking vaccine. That's a whole different story. You know, I want it to be on my own. And going back to being in a position to help someone, you know, it is nice to have that cushion that if it's something you got to take care of for yourself, you got to take care of your mom, you got to take care of, you know, your girlfriend's side, or something happened with her or whatever, you know, it's nice. You know, because I have seen someone, when you're right there, you could be at Walmart or whatever, and say you see someone struggling to put something that's on layaway or whatever, and they only owe like $200, and if your business is doing real good, and you know, it is this time of the season or whatever, and you catch it, and you're in that position where, like, you know what, $200 ain't nothing to me right now. In a not in a bragging kind of way, but you know, in like, it's not gonna hurt me. And if I could help them to do that, like, yo, pay them off for them. I'm not asking for anything, and then go on about your day. That's what I think would be really cool. Because I saw, I believe Ron at Vengeance, he put a video out where they were doing like a surprise car for someone, and he ended up buying a Firebird for like one of his accountant ladies or someone that's been there from like the beginning. And it was cool because he is now in a position to help her. Legit got her a car. I think that's kind of cool. You know, and then you definitely see people flip. I'm putting up this video right now, and you're never going to see me flip, because I've seen people flip where they go from wrenching to, oh, I'm in a high-end kind of corporate management spot. Forget about wrenching. I'm going to look at all the numbers. I'm going to look at all the analytics. I'm going to look at everybody's payroll. No one's going to get a day off unless they ask me. That's another thing. If I'm running my own stuff, no one is going to force me to work and stay or do whatever. Because if there's nothing going on, I got no work, guess what? I'm going home. Why am I going to be forced to stay there? This isn't school. Being a technician, you're essentially a free contractor. I can work on anyone's stuff. That doesn't matter what you say, he says, or do whatever. I'm going to do my own thing. And, you know, if I'm feeling under the, I'll say this right now, I get sick a lot. I haven't got sick this year, though. Once. I got sick earlier this year. I was dead for 3 days. And then I woke up. But if it's something that happens that goes on, like if it's something I got to take care of on my end or a personal end, or got to do something, all this BS, oh, well, you got to make it up the next weekend, or you got to do this, or you got to do that. No. We're all grown. I'm not out here taking a day off just because I want to get some of that super crazy Chick-fil-A pink lemonade that only comes out every now and then. No. It's being an adult and figuring it out on your own. And another thing, when it comes time to working on your own business and doing it on your own, and I'm busting my ass, and I see that it's starting to roll a lot, I will work and work until I pass out. Now, again, on the backside of it, I have seen people that have just gone way too engulfed in it, and they forget about their families. They forget about their kids, they forget about their girlfriends, their wives. They just get so tossed up into this, not really like a money addiction, but they just let their work overwork themselves and forget that they have to live a life. And that's another thing, you know, when you are doing your own business, and for me, if it's being around cars, and I could have my life revolve around racing and anything just like legit no different than how I imagined my life being when I was 5 or 6 years old, why would I leave that? You know, you can't be too engulfed in wrenching that it takes away from going to have fun. You have to have a balance. I've seen people that don't have that balance, and then I've also seen people that go 90% fun, 10% work, and that doesn't work at all because you just spend money like crazy. You have to find the balances and find out what works for you. I have my mindset put in place to do it on my own. It is a little scary because you're on your own. I mean, essentially, you know, it is a little bit scary when you do it at work, but every technician that's out there right now that could be watching this, that has went and worked through March of 2020 knows what that feels like. Because when you see no cars on the lane, no cars inside the shop, it's a little worrisome. And then right there is where you start to think, like, I can just be out in my garage and hit up a few people and this and that, instead of them bringing the car to the shop, bring it to, you know, it makes more sense to do it now because they don't want to take and have it 10 other people do or whatever. They could call me and be like, hey, you can show up to my garage, do your thing, and get the fuck out of here. I'll do that. I don't care. I'll do it. And by doing that, you essentially only have to work on three to four cars a week to make the same amount of money that you had to work at the dealership, where you had to work on 3 to 5 cars a day. There, you know, balances to it. So that's why I want to start my own shop. That's why I want to start my own business, because there's just too many benefits in order for someone not to do it. It is a little bit scary. I do have a little bit of a cushion for me to do it over here, and I'm just gonna go straight for it. So trans goes in, I got some paperwork to take care of, and that's it. We're gonna see where it goes, and I don't care. I'll swing everything that I can swing at it, because the last thing that I want to do is end up working for someone else and go under their rules. These are my rules, my way how to do it. I have a good plan of attack on how to do everything, and we're going for it. So if you're thinking about doing the same thing, you go for it. This is just what goes on in my head on like a daily basis. I can talk about this stuff for like ever, but if it inspired you, cool. I hope you stuck around for this long, maybe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.